Zax, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Maybe almost 6 months, isn't it?
Yes.
We haven't spoken.
Of course, you got from the auction. I saw you around the auction. You just didn't declare how many you got. But
Zax, we were
yes.
His Excellence, of course,
Yeah.
leaders in
But you looked like a big boy yourself.
in my village. Yes, I can be a big boy. Not at national level is another issue.
It's another issue.
It's another issue.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
support
Yeah.
the auction. And
Yeah.
I got at least one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also alive to the fact that you are a farmer. I mean, let's talk about the fact that everyone now who is in farming is talking about how they have harvested. Bumper?
I'm encouraged to hear. I cannot also doubt that you're also one of them. Because you see, not until when we seal the production end,
right,
that is when our consumption is assured.
Absolutely.
And yes, I'm also planting my tomatoes.
Yeah. I saw that.
In terms of maize,
yes,
I think it's a normal norm now.
Yes.
Everyone in the country.
Yeah.
If you have looked at it, it's so shameful if we continue talking about food. How many countries? If we look at the global dynamics, I've never seen it on BBC. I've never seen. So people will not take us serious. There are things that which we start now auditing. What is on our table? Is this tomato? Oh, where did you get it from? Oh, this is cabbage. Where did it come from? Oh, this is shima. How did it reach here? So we need to audit what is on our table so that we are also able to look back and connect to production, which is making sure that everybody is active. It's also good for our own health. Yeah, so we are around, Zax.
And so I know that you most of the times out in the rural areas,
Yes.
most especially Choma, because I've seen you around Choma a lot. How would you rate the harvest by so many people out there? I mean, are we guaranteed that there's food security in Southern Province this year?
Just some few days, just quite well. Just some few days, I was in Pika, Serenje, Mkoshi, and I can also confirm that indeed, food security, it is not only an issue of Choma. It is a national issue now, and we have seen almost everybody that had the message of encouragement, the message of hope, because you cannot have hope whereas in your house you have got hunger. And cross-section, I can happily say that we are walking the talk. And, last year, even this year, I was surprised that I was even beaten by even my own cameraman in terms of agriculture.
Is it?
Yes, he had the bumper harvest. Me, I was still scratching my head, saying, what's happened?
You were politicking.
So I put up my songs. I think this season is head on. We will make sure that we will replicate what others have done this year. And we are happy for them. And we want to encourage many Zambians. And above that, what is more encouraging is that Food Reserve Agency has put the bag, is it 340?
Yeah.
340. That's very encouraging because now a farmer can sell confidently 3 bags and buy 1 bag of fertilizer. Before, a farmer needed to sell about 6 to 8 bags and buy 1 bag of fertilizer. So there's jubilation, there's competition to deliver to FRA in the rural areas of Zambia. And I'm happy. I also want to mention that there's a role model farmer in Kitwe, and I would want him to hear because I know that in Kitwe you're also broadcasting. There's a role model farmer called Moses Banda. He's called Muse Dima. He's a backyard farmer. And he tells me, I wonder why people talk about the shortage of mini meal in their houses. Me, I just plant below my boho, just behind. When the boho is overflowing, he manages to harvest about 10 bags every year confidently. The formula, it is him and his family and his garden boys. So kudos to you, Moses Banda on Copperbelt. Wallace, you are a busy man and you are helping a lot of communities out there. We want to thank you for contributing to, first of all, food security at your home and to those that are connected to you. May God bless those that have got a similar mindset like you. Zachariah also, you have got the powers. It's not a superstitious power, no. Sufunika spiritual power.
No.
It's just a energy chabe na time,
And
dividing it, encouraging the next generation to look into production. And I think it's good for the farmer, and it will also be good that we are also aware of how much we can consume at family level, community level, and the national level, so that the excess we may also earn some foreign currency. And in this open market, we are very confident that nobody will need to be beaten as it was before. Nobody will need to be grabbed a track as it was before. But people will be able to sell surplus using laid down procedures to making sure that we don't deprive ourselves of the much needed maize, which transforms into merry meal. And above that, briefcase buyers are also encouraged to become competitive so that they don't give a raw deal to the farmer. And you farmers, we also want to urge you, kuli konse kwamene mzati mvera, konse kwamene mulili balimi, please let us rely on the floor price of maize to make sure that you get the best out of what you have invested in. Do not run for a cheaper sale so that you sort out a quick fix problem. No. Maize production on its own is not only time consuming, it also consumes a lot of money. So these resources that which we put in there must also bear fruits. We must not be seen to be in a vicious circle. This year walima nachino chaka chama chizabwerako walima nachicha chama chibwerapo. There must be times we act like the rich fool in the Bible who said, I think this year was enough, let my soul relax and rest. But we must give glory to God in all we do, so that good things must continue coming our way. I thank you for actually taking keen interest in what we do. Choma being a homeland where we look after some few kettles, you need to go and dip them every week. You need to look at tick-borne diseases. You need to also look at the goat welfare. I'm happy that in terms of cattle, I started this business in 2002, whilst I was still being kept in somebody's house. Yeah, so it's something we are walking the talk.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, your area of mobilization, let's get down to understanding something that I've noticed. I've noticed that UPND have coined or found a new way of mobilization. You're calling it head count. Tell us about that.
Strategies are never discussed on air.
I know.
And how do you want me to openly just tell you a winning strategy? We do mobilization. And in mobilization, when we do, like today, our able Secretary General and his team, they're in Chilanga doing a head count in Chilanga constituency and Chilanga district. So we want to commend the works of Secretariat. And by the way, you must also be aware that our Secretary General is not until his appointment, he was our national coordinator, national organizer of the UPND. So to people that may think that he just came from without, those are experienced politicians, tacticians, strategists that have got a wealthy of knowledge and experience in the field of politics. So the head count is just one of them. So we can be able to divulge much, but head count means that we need to know who has shifted. We need to know who has passed on. We need to know who has lost their voters card. We need to know who has defected, because there are other silent defectors. You can be walking just like the Israelites were walking to Israel or Canaan. And whereas within the group, there are also other people that are marching in reverse and monitoring what is happening at the tail of the journey. So we being called as politicians loyalty is critical. Loyalty is critical, and loyalty defines a man, regardless of your circumstances, disappointments, appointments, depressions, flat tire, dry season, rain season, cold season, hot season. Loyalty defines a man. To those that do not know loyalty, it means that they should not also be in clubs. In a club, it's not always about personal benefits. In a club, it's about holding hands, coherence of ideas from north to south, south to north, west to east, east to west, in a very, very dedicated and committed manner. So we call it head count because we would want to take, just like a census, there is no organization. If I take you back in the Bible again, because I'm a Bible student, there came a time when God asked the Israelites to be numbered and to know the statistics, the age group, and all. Yes, how many women were in the journey, how many children were in the journey, and how many men were there. So even in our day-to-day living, we cannot only rely on the population growth by the statistics that are happening to health facilities, even as far as in Chibuika, rural health post, and Mwapona, in Choma, just as well in Kakabere, in Petauke. We cannot rely on those statistics. We can also be in the position as an institution to look at the dynamics. Because right now, we also need to be aware that the voters register is likely to look much more bigger than before. Reasons being the mobilization aspect has to also reduce a little bit to look and incorporate the 16-year-old according to the proposed amendment in the Constitution. And these 16-year-old aged people, half the time they have been left behind for reasons unknown, because we are aware that there are certain people, even at the age of 15 years, they would have completed school. And when they are 16 years, it means that when somebody has completed school, he has attained a level of literacy, and they know quite a lot. They feel quite a lot. They experience quite a lot, and society still stigmatizes them as Abani Bafana. But the new Dawn administration, under the capable leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, has redefined who a youth is and has made sure that we walk the talk to make it coherent with the UN Charter on Employment. The UN Charter on Employment dictates that a person who is aged 16 has a right to employment. And a person who has a right to employment has also a right to also decide who can also lead them, has a right to also lead a sober life. And in that respect, we will not be in the position to only bring on board these youthful people, energetic people, and make them as vuvuzelas. They need roles, they need responsibilities, they need a space to operate in and influence their fellow generations in terms of a work for a sober leadership, that which we have started. Zambia, under President Hakainde Hichilema, has seen sober, tolerant, mature, decisive leadership, that which does not need to be overemphasized. To those that are still doubting, a leader and a better man is weighed not when bakupangirani mapopcorn mwaikamendo pa table bakukanzikira mapopcorn mukungo kudya huku mukumwa ka drinki. No, a leader is seen during tumultuous times when situations are tough, decisions need to be made. Even if they are ugly decisions, a leader calm, cool, and collected, 3C. And we have seen many others that are aspiring to become leaders. We are also calling upon them in order to have a conducive, non-hostile political environment, in order for us to have a proper mobilization for leadership for this country, Zambia. We are appealing to the youths to make sure that we look through the sober and genuine eyes We don't make emotional decisions. We make decisions based on who will carry our interests on his shoulders best. And the youths out there that are going to be given the space through the constitutional amendment and the constitutional submissions that which we believe the elders that we have sent to parliament, the members of parliament, regardless of the political backgrounds, they have sons and daughters, they have relatives within the African setup of extended families that they wish and they desire to also grow and nurture into leaders of tomorrow, starting today. So without a today experience, how do you expect leadership tomorrow? So when we talk about headcount, sir, we're taking into aspect a lot of things. So, but from where I stand as a youth mobilizer in politics, I would want to say that headcount is very cited for political violence. They say, don't know, malicious damage, aggravated robbery, 2 counts. But I want to also thank the judiciary. The judiciary in this country is very impartial. The judiciary in this country is very impartial.
Was that the case? Were you jointly charged with obvious Mwaditeta?
No.
That's a different case.
No. Those came after me.
Oh, okay.
I opened the door for many people to go to jail. Yes, in terms of seniority,
right.
Yes, in terms of prison experience, I'm more senior.
Right.
Yeah, so by and large, the judiciary and the system. You see, we had, even at that time, 11 Patriotic Front cadres that were from Lilanda. And may his soul rest in peace. We had a lawyer called in this country, Nicholas Chanda. Yes, and he used to come, my older brother limping, because I used to handle his real estate when I was out.
Oh, okay.
In jail. So we need also to encourage other people. He was not my friend. So in that spirit, I also went yesterday to say I should see how other people are doing. Not and in the presence of the officers, we had a very good conversation with Munia Zuru, who even when he was outside here, he was a distant friend of mine that I could see. On certain issues, if he goes overboard, I will tell him hapa mwaenda maningi, bwirani koni pansi, kazikani koni mutima. So we need to offer advice and it must be genuine.
And how is he doing?
No, he's all right. I think the gentleman is in high spirits. Yes, he's regained his body. The gentleman is fit. The honorable is quite okay. So we wish not only Munia Zuru. I regularly also go to visit. I have a friend of mine, Henry Murengango Sakapoko. Yes, I regularly go to visit him. As we don't forget the records of people that we were with outside here. And the good thing about prison life, the experience that which we had about prison life, prison life is almost similar to a farmer's mindset, in that prison makes you understand the complexities of life, the most vulnerable and the richest person. You can occupy them within your mindset and know how to deal with them. Grateful to God that I'm a free man and I haven't been to jail because I've made the case. But I know that but all these other things, we must pray for one another. We pray also for the president. We pray also for any other person, not only because of an experience that they pass through prison, but we must pray and learn to exalt God through the lives of men. Even you, we pray for you. And we thank God for your life, and we are grateful that we are able to interview us in good health. So by and large, political violence was one of the things that I was nabbed for. And the courts, the High Court, did not see that in the facts that which were presented before the court. And I was acquitted. So thanks to God, and thanks also to Judge Shapipiri, who I believe now she's in the Seychelles. Those are people of caliber, high caliber people. Yes, those are people of caliber, and the society needs them. And I know that there are many people that are still of high caliber, that are still in the judicial system of our country. And we know that They make tough decisions day in and out, and we wish them well and God's blessings. And by and large, political violence must never be encouraged.
Yeah.
What happened in Rumezi is regrettable that it happened. There are things we have control over.
Yeah.
And let's not politicize personal differences. Ngati muntu mwamenya anachukua cha kuti muzondana musapeleke munjira ya ndale kuti iyayi bapolisi basobe ntchito papase ni chabe rekodi ilipo kuti iyayi aba nawapeza na wakazi bangu naye aba nawapeza kuti anaenda na alume bangu, so that ngati pali ndeo ionekere kuti inachoka pati. Sa chabe muntu mwamupeza avala chisoti cha UPND avala t-shirt ya UPND pomwe apo ati ni ndeo izo.
And by and large, this Lumezi by-election, it's been silent. Your name has been silent on this by-election.
But I was there. I was there in Rumezi.
When was
I was
that?
with the Raison Nyirenda. I was there in Rumezi.
Were you there at the time the violence was happening?
No.
Was it after?
Just some few days ago from
yeah, it's surprising that your name is not attached to Rumezi this time.
Why is it not attached to Rumezi? We have learned our lessons in the last Petauke by-election. We have learned our lessons, and the leadership also has given us enough reason not to over-engage, to give them space so that we draw the parallels and draw the contradictions properly and create a roadmap. We are doing this in an organized way. Whether I'm in Rumezi,
it looks like it's working, because the previous by-elections, Trevor Mwiinde was the man on top of alleged violence.
It is a propaganda. And propaganda, the way it is, those that want to relish on it can relish it. But as you look at me, I'm not in any way an apparatus that is created to be violent. I'm a person that is a straight talker, a straight thinker. And even if you would want to bring my accusers, even if it is a debate that which we can pay money for him to appear, I can sell my tomatoes and ask him to say, no, come and prove. But I know that the studio is not a court. If indeed there was overwhelming evidence that Mwiinde was involved, I'm a law-abiding citizen and I'm a family man. Why would I engage? They are not only able to match to my level of commitment and the tactical maneuvers that which we gave them. We gave them a tough run in Ipambashe. We gave them a tough run in Kawambwa. And we did our part to register our presence, unlock the unthinkable to happen, to make sure that we created an environment where our knock and our bang was heard loud enough. And we have no apologies for such. And in reality, if you looked at the people that were running away from Trevor Mwiinde that wants to beat them, ngatayimirira ine nabashoni tembo bayimirira paja nani nayimirira pano umenanga menye muzake ndani ine koyonda so sure ine koyonda sikuti bazani chachabe one in a ground in manje banaye kutawa cha, they are just cowards. Even the Bible tells us that the wicked run even when nobody pursues them. So there was nobody who was pursuing anybody in the name of those that are alleging that Mwiinde was doing so. Nangachina bavuta kuti you can move from Rusaka kuti uyende kupambashe uyende ukambo tukaembe utawa banzako. You can move from Rusaka, drive your Land Cruiser to ukaendo yambo chama racing mu gravel road. Ine singa kwanise. If it means that move no nimenya nisebanire pamene nimenyeni. So to those that want to use our political identities, unfortunately, I'm very well informed. Yes, and on the other side, fortunate enough on my side, I'm very well informed. We live in a generation where what you allege, you must prove. One. Beyond that, I'm aware that in Kaunda, Chiruba, Manawasa, Rupia Banda, Michael Sata, Edgar Lungu. In all these governments that which passed, there was national youth chairman and a deputy national youth chairman. And my name was not there. And why would I want to spoil my name now? What benefits would I get? I have a lot of good friends. Why would I even go to prison to go and visit Munia where there's by-election in his constituency? That demonstrates what type of a man I'm made of. We have friends in places that where other people do not think of it. Other people want to go and visit them as Nicodemus, to use it as an opportunity to destabilize even institutions. As we are open-minded people, we walk the talk. If I like you, I'll tell you I like you. But of course, we don't go for same-sex marriage. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. So we would want to believe that, oh no, I like you, we can work together, we can move in this direction together. Unlike hearsays and stories that which people hear. Those that are raging, they have a best reason to also prove themselves. And nothing can stop me to go to Rumezi, even if I wanted to go now. Nothing stops me, but we are very much aware. And I want also to give a background. The MP who is standing in Rumezi, Rufeo Ngoma, I knew him when he was working for an organization called Twin Livers, way back in 2002. We have lived with him because his brother-in-law, Mr. Kamungu, I don't know whether he's still alive. He used to be our farm manager. Me, I worked in a farm for a Boer man in Ambrosia Export in Makeni. We have been around, sir. Even when he became a councillor in Kafue, those are our boys that are dedicated with a passion to deliver. So in this politics is an issue of network. And I want to encourage the people of Rumezi. Rumezi is not only an agriculture constituency. Rumezi is also a heavy tobacco growing hub. So that being the case, I want to thank them in advance that they are going to make a right decision. Rufeo Ngoma is a humble person. Ni muntu wozibweza pansi ngako. Ni muntu amene afunika kuti nokavoti. Sakamba kamba chabe. Siyana mutima wosebeza mwaicho tiri upempako voti monga ine woyimirira ku mayouth mu Zambia wachibiri woyangana Zandale Trevor Mwiinde na papata kuti tipasireni kuona Rufeo Ngoma voti pa ma-elections yamene ari uchitika mazo amene muvota ku Rumezi huko.
This is the Tuesday edition of The Burning Issue here on the Happy World of 5 FM radio. Remember, we are also live on our partner radio stations. We are live on Tuta FM on 90.7 in Mansa, covering Wapula province, ZFM in Kapiri on 100.3 FM, and Spice FM 91.1 in Kabwe, covering Central Province, Platinum Radio on 99.7 in Ndola, covering the rest of the Copper Belt. We will be shortly taking your phone calls on 0955221515. But first, before we get to pick up the phone calls, and let me make mention also to our listeners that our guest today on the Burning Issue Tuesday edition is the United Party for National Development, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of mobilization and politics, Mr. Trevor Mwiinde. Now, we know that as far as Eastern Province is concerned, it's a big test for the UPND when it comes to by-elections. And I think that Petauke spoke that. Do you think that going into, again, the same province, this time in Lumezi, you take this as a big test again for the second time for the UPND? And if you don't get this one, would that be a conclusion for you that the Eastern Province is tough?
One of the things that which politicians know is that politics is not a familiarity business. politics, even in your own village. Even as I speak here, I'm well informed that even in Siasigabore, they have an FRA meeting today. And some other candidate who is a civil servant is also campaigning in the ward where I come from. Politics is not a familiarity business, but it calls for calm and corrected people that are able to see beyond today. Your question as to whether the UPND can carry the day or not carry the day, and whether it will be a discount in terms of believing in the people of Eastern. It needs a lot of diplomacy and wisdom to answer it. In the sense that, one, the people that vote are voting to also appreciate what the government has done. The people that are voting are also voting on the basis of the people that are campaigning on the ground and the way they have coined their messages. Win politics, to win, to be scored a victor in a political race, it calls for combined efforts. It also calls for the dedication of the very person that is standing, which I don't doubt. To win an election, it is an inter-relationship and a holistic approach. More so a campaign manager who has the experience to know that, oh, Mabwera basurwe. Oh, okay. Basurwe chairman wakabwata constituents. Oh, okay. Imwe muzati campaign nako apa. Because see, of this, we know you are strong in this area. Apa tiliko na vuto. So seven sun strength yani amenti kuzibani apa. So it is job specification, job demands, and attributes of the individuals that are also doing the campaigns. Where unity is concerned, I want to believe that to lose an election at any level, to some of us that have been in losses before, is sometimes less than a funeral. To lose an election, to those that even want to even wish that, Uzaka lose, it's like you are wishing me that, Uzaka Mwarira. And yet I know that everything that which I depend on, water, food, and every other activity I do is related and connected to the soil. And I'm aware that I'll go back to the ground at a time when God sees it fit. So we will not be able to discount and count out Eastern Province.
Even if you lost the election?
Even if we lost an election, it means that the strategies that which you are using, the tools, a bad carpenter blames his tools. It means that we have not been closer enough. But the approach that which has been used now is not a walker methodology. This time around, we are in with a winning mentality. We are not going in as underdogs. Experienced politicians, tacticians are on site to make sure that they also redeem their names. We have a product that which we are selling in the name of Rufeo Ngoma. A people person, a soft-spoken politician, a person with a traceable record of how he has risen in his political career. So that being the case, we will not hold it on anybody. People that learn better lessons are those people that when something happens, you also take into account your failures, your deficiencies, what is you are working on it. politics is a science, and as such, methods must also be designed by people that want to know the results. Anything that which deals with the well-being of people, anything that which wants to avert certain suffering of people and put it into right perspective and create a self-sustainable system that which will create opportunities, a win-win situation for both the one that is aspiring and the people below, can never be taken away from being a science. So we have taken into serious scientific methods, listening to the grassroots, living with the grassroots, doing what they want, not only during the elections time or the campaign time, but promising them and giving them the assurance that the CDF opportunities you are seeing or you have heard are opportunities that which have been created by the new Dawn administration, and making sure that these constituencies around the country, with all due respect, are sending to parliamentarians that have got the duty to serve their constituents. And Rufeo Ngoma presents himself as one of such leaders who will be able to take back what belongs to the people. No accusations to anybody, because CDF has been depoliticized, meaning that there is nobody who can say, no, me, I've not received because in the opposition, me, I've not gotten. Whosoever is seeing partiality, it means that he planted partiality in himself and his life. President Hakainde Hichilema is a president for all Zambians, just like the slogan coined by the MD Zachariah Banda, who said he's president for all Zambians. May his soul rest in peace.
Let me, at this point, allow our listeners to call in and interact with you on 0955 221515. Take note, I've got a question. I've got a comment on Facebook, and this one is from Jimmy Chindongu. So Jimmy says, my friend Trevor, don't cheat Zambians. Your government has failed to fulfill promises. Our people are suffering because of your lies. We will kick UPND out next year in 2026. Okay, that's from Jimmy. And let me take this call. Good morning.
Good morning, Razaki.
Good morning to you. Thank you for calling. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Moses, I'm calling you from within Lusaka.
Bwino Mauga Bwanji.
Well, we have spoken so well. So I think that one of the downfalls of the political parties, especially those in power, is the failure to listen when citizens are talking. So failures will be the reason that you are not listening to what the stakeholders are saying on the constitutional amendments and so on and so forth. And this has been the major weakness of all the political parties, the ruling parties we've had, MMD, PF, and now UPND. So, and if you say it's here in after 2026. As I conclude, what I've observed from politicians is that when a politician or when a ruling party insists on something, then it means that their interest is more than the people who vote for them. And this is how it was even during the PM. So learn to listen if you want people to vote you back. Otherwise, losing an election is a process. So looking at some of the things you have done in the time that you have been given this opportunity. I think that you have not learned from your colleagues who were there before. God bless you. We are listening.
Thank you very much, Moses, for your contribution. And let me take another one on 0955-221515. Good morning.
Morning, Mwakaboja.
Tauka Mwakabanji. Ati bandani zina.
Azuru kuchaisa kum.
Lazuru kuchaisa.
Bosi badosi kumwakabo.
Bwino mulibanja zuru.
Kabwino. Ukanya bwino memorete ya kulumezi. Like morning kapuze nkoni ne wa guest watu. Mr. Temna pangira ni pamoja. Kulumezi constituency mwezi na chance yo wina UPND na choosing either Isaac Zulu or Anderson Banda because waja wantu wazi wa stronghold ya PF and mwezi na chance waja wantu ti mawaimika kuja simbezi wa wina because waja wantu wazi wika futi wesi kuja kulumezi constituency. For example, wa Anderson Banda waja wantu pamuzipewa choka inemizi wapo because ujenge kwatu maona mizi wapo then wa Isaac Zulu waja wengi ni wa former teacher wanga ni waziwa wewa choka and waizwa buno umesiko siwe kona tukona then mwene mwapanga mistake mwatenga mundu ujani tasefu district mwene na wachosa rufeo unapanga mistake kuma ni ani chance yo wina kulumeze kandi kuuza invazona ni ngono chance yano yo wina kuja
Zikomo kwambiri la Zulu kuchaisa tumafoni. I will probably can I get some more? Thank you very much. Let me take some more on 0955-221515 if you would like to come through and have your say. This is the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue. We have Trevor Mwiinde, the UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of mobilization and politics, as our guest this morning. As we wait for the next call, I think I will allow you to, let me pick this one because we already have one coming through. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Your name again? Sorry, your line is breaking. Your name? Mishek, your line is breaking. I hope you can.
Are you able to get me now?
Much better, thank you. Please go ahead,
Okay,
Mishek.
Thank you so much. But Trevor Mwiinde?
Yes, Mishek.
Yes. Trevor Mwiinde kumyewa fechinka 2026 wa UPND mule nishina landi refyo this government is a failed government kulanda fechinka apama tampo kuamye fintu pamandu na mushibo kutira nistama elections ngomba ifo fwebe na Zambia twaliruka twikale 4 years na load shedding ngomba pamwa tampo kuaminikishako katusha pakali nakakwata 8 hours tafia kabombe dola wewe mwatu webero kutira 14 hours ile sapari 12 kwacha apa ngomba mwatampo kuiwaminikisha kupantu mama na chikuni kuma elections unga mwatura ile 50 kwacha mwabuleta pali 230 bwali 420 tula mushutu tukakuma elections olo mwatapo tafia bombe andi chimbe chia last filefia tikakuli ba JJ Banda ukuba chitabudakti olo mbamwebere ato mwalifisa abantu abachitabudakti imirandu shiresa president bakale president barando kutira umulandu tawubola naimwe ili neshiwi mwishibi okutira umulandu tawubola ili motaked batitire block ba former head of state abayashi mwishibi atimilandu tashibola one day you pay for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mishek, for your call. Let's respond. I mean, there's literally politics coming now. Yeah.
says that 2026, don't cheat Zambians, you are going a better friend or even a better enemy, because even us when we're in opposition, we are able, starting from President Mwanawasa, may so rest in peace, our current head of state was able to even write letters of recommendation. We propose you do this, you do this, you do this. These people that are speaking like Bajimi Chindongo, it's good you communicate facts on the areas like this other person who has spoken well. Mishek has spoken very well. Yes, he has spoken very, very well. However, to try and say, no, don't cheat Zambians, in which areas? This, I don't know, maybe 5FM is a cheating radio station. Because I don't know whether you may call somebody who you know that is branded or validated as a liar. Because when we come here, we come to speak of what is obtaining. Isn't there a Rumezi by-election in the country? The answer is that there's a Rumezi by-election. Yes, I acknowledged that out of the promises that which we made the Zambians, there are out of 10, we have achieved about 8. One of them, that which we have not achieved, is road shedding. This one has highlighted, and he has also made me aware. Congratulations to Zesco and the management that they have improved the hours at Moyamurewa Mikisha. Yes, that's a very good feedback by Misheki. Thank you very much, Wendo Meandi. Kundorogo. Tatwai shibo kwebati. Kanshi na bawa Mikisha. Pantu ine mfuma kumushifu. Yafi na wachira mfoba zaks badelanda kwebati no. Musangwa sana mumpanga ine ndi wakuma famu. So shai shibo kwebati. Ma was in she and how long. But for this one, natotela sana. Then iba Misheki bene. Mwatwebo kwebati awe dola. Iyo mwara irabena Zambia. Bushana muimana lero. Ilipali 23 something. Epo tuwa isangile mu 2021. Teku bomboko mu 2022 yali pali 25. Mu 2023 yali afika na 26. Of course, ama signals yalalango kwe bati chalo chiri mu maboko ayasuma. Bati fiance fibomba fenalesa. Leso mwine na bena Zambia bali abena abayiperesha kwe bati umutende tetushite nendarama nangu karakene ka hetre deko mwashara na kena pana yana kairi umuntu wale chitefibi ngana yana wamuleka fe kwe bati no ule mulolesha bamoba mutaba chita appreciate bamuna kwati ni weakness. So muri ifyonse fyo mwalanda ba Misheki natu iruko ko muno kwe bati dola ya pali bwino ubunga na bwena buli apali bwino ubunga tata wandi teri ashiri akora leta na pamula baza na imwebene kuti mwayirimina ba Misheki as an individual. Ero teku tuka iyo, you as an individual, as a father, as a brother, you need also to walk the talk. Who knows, maybe in your destiny God has made you to be the largest exporter of meat in the country or in Africa. So we need to grow giants. We cannot believe in your lip service. Lip service to if you mfwasane if you akora pera no mwenso ko bati ukuya kuisa to ababe na Zambia. On the other side, he has brought in the issue of Zachariah Banda. We had an opportunity to also be in opposition in this country, and I was not a parliamentarian. I met my fate as an opposition youth leader at the provincial level. I was a provincial coordinator then in 2015. I went to jail and I was acquitted. If there is anything that which I did which is wrong, Mishek, you don't even need to feel sorry for me. Yes, if there is anything that which I did which is wrong, my hands are here and my legs are here. I'm not moved. I'm not shiri variaba kwebati tiwaisa umfwafi atino bale kufaya police. While lavana title yobe. Why international member of parliament somewhere else? Awe shaba momo. Shiri variaba kamwenso boy. Ama kawaza wa butuke charo chabo. Shaba mo ine boy. So nga chakwe bati muletu fire. Ngeza tusanga epondi. Hello, we stand on the truth and no hand whatsoever, and had nothing, nowhere, anywhere across. We live in a generation where if you have a cell phone, Zicta alone, Airtel, MTN can show that you were with that particular person. So me, I was not anywhere near that person. And if he so wishes that he wanted to clear his name, he had no any other issues, I think that issue would have been resolved in the courts here in Zambia. And I cannot even be emotional about it. Mukumfwa kwenu, efyo mwafyumfwire. Kairi, even other people, they have been told fables. That how Isa bida Isa imare yadi shabero, kuskuru bakaruru ba Isa. Those are stories. A pure fable, fabricated lies that which can suit certain people to believe in, had nothing to do with the JJ Banda's movement into wherever he is. It is his own life. And at a certain time, I want to tell you and remind you that he will confess at a certain time, because I am a child of God. I'm a God-fearing person. At the center of many things that I do, I worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. At a certain time, the truth will come. And when you know the truth, I hope you will also be humane enough to say, Mwiinde ulichaume. You are worthy our support, and UPND is a good political party, that which actually recommended you to be in that position. And I also heard from Chaisa, Mr. Moses. He said, failure to listen when citizens are talking. These constitutional amendments and submissions, they are not a UPND extract. These were submissions that which were given by other people, and they have been in the national archives. The systems that which were there before us knew that there are these submissions that which existed. Fortunately, youth participation was submitted by one of a man called Mr. Mvura, and I'm glad he's alive. He met me at Radson one day, and he told me that I'm the one who submitted this in 2006. I was a youth then, now I'm an old man. So these submissions, mwirabe abantu, osanama abantu boza, constitutional amendments, siba UPND, bamene banapasa ma proposals ya jana ma submissions here. These are submissions that which were done. Other people, others are alive. They made the proposals of how best our people can be governed, Mr. Moses. And there is no way that our institution, UPND's interests, can be more superior than the interests of the Zambians, the 20 million Zambians. I want to believe that if there are things that which are troubling us as a people in this country, other people thought that it would be business as usual to intimidate others, to use violence as a means to lead others. But I want to advise my brothers, stop the spirit of bitterness. I think as we have all grown to reach this stage, njira y'okutaaya imaonekerako ingenera. UPND has offered people-centered development in this country. UPND under President Hakainde Hichilema came into leadership of the country when the country needed economic liberation, where citizens will be able to be recruited, citizens will also be able to participate in their own affairs. And mind you, I'm not saying that completely all the people that are working and doing work under the UPND, ministers, permanent secretaries, council secretaries, town clerks, that they are saints. They are prone to make mistakes. And every man, including myself, I must be courageous enough to go and face where I made a mistake. I confess to man, and I also confess to God. But in the public sector, we must all be cautious enough, those that were given an opportunity to serve the people. We have seen His Excellency meant so very well. You are given a job as a minister. You are given a job as a PS. Then you are disappointed. You are appointed. The opposite of appointment is a disappointment. Then you are disappointed. You want to use all your negative energies to try and rebuild certain invisible walls to try and fortify yourself. As we know that in every environment, there is a day of answering and a day of becoming accountable. This propaganda of JJ Banda, this propaganda of Mwiinde being violent, ni kukangiwa kwa venangu, even within our own institution. Shame on you to try and build a propaganda machine that which can try and destabilize an innocent soul. Let me do my job. And I'm aware we are in the 7th president in this country. In the 6 presidents that govern this country, I was not there. So shame on you that may want to start thinking that me, I want to become there till you have the 10th president. I will not be there. Let me do my job, please. So let's build a country devoid of bitterness, devoid of hatred. Don't try to commission hatred. Osagavirana tufu korocho baba kutiyai. Pen, share it alone if you are a politician. When you are given a chance to serve the people, you are ready. Bakupisha mpando kako. Osamba ubweleza chifukushikuri ine Mwiinde ndine wakae. I didn't eat with you, my brother, my sister. And when you are given an opportunity to serve people with diligence, serve people with humility, depicting the clear image of our leaders. Let's not neglect and become overconfident. We are aware. I know there are people that are willing to help, but if they helped somebody that I don't know, it means that they have also helped me. Not only in UPND, but when the time at that fullness of time in 2031, as eyes on the ball, and the river will not condemn anybody. But there are people that are also empowered and employed to do due diligence within the systems of those that have been appointed and those that are serving the public in different capacities. We must switch on into the right frequency of the new Dawn administration under President Hakainde Hichilema. Otherwise, the white gloves that which were won, they will also be won to repress you. And nobody in this country doesn't know that every office has got an expiry date. I don't need anybody to remind me to iwe Mwiinde uzaka choka upamupando. Izi nchito metru uchita zandare. We need your support, the public. We need to grow in our values as a people, loving one another, praying for one another. They don't need me to become your brother-in-law. They don't need me to become your uncle. No, they don't need me to be your grandfather or the last person in your family. But we must learn to support one another. Kodi mwebazaxponi tanaku. Mwenzamani manga cheni kuti nibwere. Simuna ni mangire cheni. Ni chikondi chofuna kutigazigabirana zamene tikumva. Zamene antu ali ufuna kuti amvere kutigabirani wamene tiri ukambirana pano. Chikondi, Zambia is called a Christian nation. Chikondi, munachitaya kuti. Let's stop dividing one another and making people start to fight one another.
Allow me to take some more calls on 0955-221515. That's the number you're calling us on. Please take note of that. 0955-221515. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Thanks for calling. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Bruce. Within the South Garden House.
Bruce, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Please go ahead, Brucey.
The Trevor Mwiinde.
Gawo to mapona buti.
Swapona. Yes, I'm a Bruce within Lusaka. I'm in Lusaka, but I call myself an aspiring candidate for Nangoma constituency, not in 2026, because I appreciate what the member of parliament, what he's doing for Nangoma constituency. So we will let him to be there until 2031, then we'll take over from there. To come to the issue, my brother, we are speaking so as a young one, as a politician who is still young, because I'm still a youth, we must appreciate what the government is doing. It's not just always when we must just say because the sake of saying, because of like, in the ruling part that is in opposition now, that everything is wrong. We must appreciate where we're supposed to appreciate. So this government is doing well. Like as we grow up in the village, in Lulu constituency, we are appreciating because from 2021 when UPND take over, even wealth in the village now is there. It's just unfortunate that the drought what hit the country last year was bad. But the people in the village, they appreciate it. And that's why I'm encouraging even the people in Lumezwa is by-election to say they must appreciate the government that is there to vote the candidate of UPND. So, as a UPND, Mr. Chair, we are appreciating, even we are behind, not in front, but we are doing what we can in our concerns, appreciating what the government is doing. You must continue. What the people are complaining is a lesson to learn. You say, okay, the people are complaining on this side, what are we going to do so that we can do what is collective for the country? And all of us, this is our country, this is our duty to develop. The president today is there, tomorrow you will not be there. It's our duty as a youth to say what we must supposed to say and to do it. Not only to complain, but to do it. If the government is failing, what am I supposed to do to help the country so that one day can be remembered? As a Zambia, we must not just keep complaining because we have a country that is our country, is our land. We are listening to that. We are appreciating the program.
Thank you very much, Bruce, for your contribution. We are grateful. Let's take some more on 0955221515. That's the number you're calling us on. If you'd like to come through, ask a question, or indeed make a contribution to our conversation today, my guest is Mr. Trevor Mwiinde. He is the UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of mobilization and politics. And we've discussed quite a number of issues, and you two are welcome. Remember that we still have Bazulu to respond to. Actually, it's Bazulu who called from Chaisa, who spoke about what you should have done, who you should have opted in Lumezi in terms of candidates. Yes, okay. We'll come back to that. Just take note of that. I thought I should remind you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Zach.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. Your name's and where are you calling us from?
You're speaking to the voice of from Chingola.
The voice of?
Chilolo from Chingola.
Chilolo from Chingola.
Yes,
Kulishani kuchingola. Kulishani kuchingola.
Kuli umutende sana kuno kundu.
Kuli mutende? Nale umfu wako fimo papa kajati yo na bashupa barumendo bambo kuchaya mairigo mining uko kunchangoko. Chilishani?
Yeah, but that's a different matter.
I know.
To give you a position
I know. But
relevant authorities who are exactly that.
I hear you, but I'm glad to hear that Kuriumutende anyway. That's the bigger picture.
For now, I think there is a peace.
Great.
There is nothing like to Kutintana here and there.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Bachelor.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, and therefore, ukuposha abari guest Trevor Mwiinde kubanga ba deputy national youth chairman bamuchipanikire channel to pass one development UPND. What you are speaking when Dungurushi, is very correct. It's just that in our country, because we have turned politics as a normal and a way of life. That's why whoever is talking in Kuchalo, politics is not like ukutea border. Politics in leadership. Guess our president, wow, everybody more position. I think you have strived hard. This country is getting back to its normal way of living, especially when it comes to peace, which we are all seeing in our country. No abantu, but it's judge, no benefit. Abena Zambia, if you are not well handled, we will take over UPND. You will regret. And I want to appreciate you more sincerely, the way you are handling for us, when my radio callers, you are handling indeed, you know where we are coming from and what we intend to do and what we intend to mislead the general populace. You just some privilege and opportunity, especially to the large extent, 5 FM, Gomolava South Star almost across the country. Otherwise, in Judicial Muleland, it's very unfortunate. I wanted you to emphasize on this particular bill number 7, where we are seeing some political leaders and the other groupings who are moving up and down, going around the country to mislead the general citizens. When we had Bill 10, Bill 7, but Bill 10 was a very toxic document, rather than which they do to get a party. But when you hear how people are rubbishing it to a papa, I called the area on this same platform when we were discussing this particular matter, and I challenged the area MOP for Malole constituency, Robert Karim, to say Malole constituency is in Mungwi district, where I come from Chiso village. Just one constituency in a very populated urban areas. Ngamuamuri Mungwi district is just one district with one constituency. Now, how do we expect to go about the development? Right here where I'm standing, you can go there and consult from the people of Chifulo, Mwisarira, Kuya Mutare Mutabukira. I don't think so. If my MP from Malole has been in that areas. That's why the government has come with this particular bill. Limitation. Because otherwise, what you are speaking when Tungurus continue and because you have these people who want to live in a criminality which Spanish politics. Otherwise, the people are enjoying the leadership of UPND despite some few issues here and there, because even in the freshest milk, there is no air. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bachilolo from Chingola. Allow me to take some more on 0955221515. We have this one. Good morning.
Exactly.
How are you today?
Fantastic. Elvis on the line.
Elvis, pleasure to have you. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my chair.
Good morning. Thanks, Mr. Elvis. How are you? Long time.
Yeah, sometimes we were just listening and seeing things which are good now. Oh, first of all, let me appreciate what the UPND is doing. And what I can say is that you are doing a fantastic job. I'm just running out of talk time. I've used the wrong number where there's no talk time. I'll cut you anytime. What I want to say is that let's deliver to the people of Zambia. And you have delivered. This is why things have started going down now.
You did warn us. Anyway, we sure hope that you would find time to get back and come and complete your comment. For now, let's take another one. Good morning.
Morning,
Good morning to you.
Gabo Tumbi, proud, Dr. Proud.
Dr. Proud. talking to Headman of Garden, Dr. Proud.
Headman now.
Yes.
Manje ba headman imwe network nchani yavuta sakirani pachulu sakirani pachulu
apa mwanimvera
nkasako ye
na kamba kuti for example running away to JJ Banda ne ya fekija Trevor Mwiinde anamangiwa sana tabe ba president watu bayagaimbe banamangiwa sana tabe kishirikisha kuti is better of riziko yake. That's the way I operate. My chairman Mwiinde knows. I never run away. People there were throwing stone on my press day and the night. Tinakamba kuti I would die in Zambia. I was born in Zambia. Not to Tabira go Zimbabwe. What the moment when I was going to Kaiser Zulu whatever. That is nonsense. And the tipempa bomber Chirufia tayo ni mwana amba kusapota bwino. The true Zambian. Abwere jabe. Ni zipi we social media commentator. Ni tayari bwanjo.
Ni wamene mwakamba bwino.
Yes. Abwiri ari bwino. Anaba uzirati papie. Kuti barungu bakugosiko amuno. So ngati ule saba president kuti wasapezeke. Mali wate enemy Trevor Mwiinde. Bapia bambela wanati paila mapezi chivuru. Basaone je kwati yupa ya barungu niye yupa. Mapezi chivuru anasi ya mwana. We can review more. Tufuna maliro ya barungu abena ngubozi. Wana kupromota mapanga bangene. Ziko mwakwambi.
Ziko proud. Headman, it looks like it's working. You're a headman of few heads these days. But thank you for calling. Let me take another one. Good morning.
Mr. Zach.
How are you, sir?
Voice of Ruapura Mulenga is fine. Mwiinde Mabugabuti.
Okay, the voice of Ruapura Murishani.
Yawe wabuka sebwino. Abo abakusingola abo n'abapost. N'abalanda bwino Kimalole constituency bakalamba kikalamba sana. Doti woni ni Malole. Kabye ni mwe mumone Kinsali constituency. Kikulula konse mulanda kikuwa kumulila nsolo kuya boundary na Nakonde. Boundary na Isoka. Go kuri ba Elvis Nkandu ukukunani kanyo kwa Kaputa. Ikuru Kaputa eka tete muchite compare na Lusaka district. Lusaka district ya chepa. Constituency imo but ngamwaisa mu Lusaka kanono ati ama constituency mulefwa na okupende. Kapa tulako. Kabye ni kupamba Ruapura. Kabye ni kumwanza bombwe. Kabye ni kurukasha ukasama. Nangu vemwa ya kumungwi. Nangu vemwa ya kumpulungu kukulilena jimbao. Chikuru chimpulungu constituency. Kabye ni nangu vyoka bombo constituency. Chikuru. Kabye ni kuli Chizambezi. Nangu chimagowe apatuwa pitiri ya tuwaile kuliba president kuchoma. Chimagowe balelanda chimonenemo chapita omu chapita nomu. Ero imo Lusaka mwaite mwamule yumfano kuyumfa balibomba ka constituency kalinga mu mipandero lesha nokulole because kabwata kuipusha one day batinga mwaya kumalo lyokubalela ndaba mtala bazaki kuti nampela ki 1 month wisheni malole na mpela nenjinga teki but kabwata constituency ngaipusha na makasa pedi then naipusha na makasa eka muri 2 days naipusha yonse kabwata. So ina nikane ngevya chilande umulumende oyo uli kuchingo kwebaji. P7 tamuri nesibipile bati abantu nabe mange mpashuku ba sponsor kabyenyu tapalifika mwafwa. Icha sonta teresa chala kafira fine mwalela ndati ekitaka tekepu. Lesala ndati ala teka. Nangu lesa ngasuminikira tine P7 ipite. Ikapita tapali no ukakanya. So in conclusion, ekeningande koli achiriachiro. Iriri achiriachiro nangu family balelanda yo family tabako etepona problem. Ni bakandire nkonkera kocha kire kibemba chalana. Usungu takwata problem ubwasya bwaba kuli kap. Best azinga bayisa mu charo tesu balabafiye bwino balanda yo bazaki barebo mbeke bakula for 10,000 abena Zambia Trevor for chama 10,000 aba mulomo bakana abo bakula for afya ama 3000 abena Zambia pantunga mwabapera ama 10p bakula korwafe barefwana maule. That's why ne chalo chesachira pantanchi ichitumbi mwachibika monga ni politics and the family yena taiti byatizemo mule kita grace mo bambi bale kita benefit muri buloya bwabo bale lila po dole salelo le chapafle tikakonkanye ni pokula kitiyo finish chitumbi and mushike fast ba judicial na bese babombe ko because Milan shile milolela let's apale omulaba sanato
Natasha Voice of Law. Let me give you one more for you to respond. I've got a message on Facebook. It's from Williams ZN. So Williams says, good morning, Zach and Mr. Mwiinde. This is William Ngenda from Choma. Siabanyati, please, Mr. Mwiinde, help us to talk to our area member of parliament, Mr. Mwiinde, to tar this road called Sibanyati Road from Kozo to Dundumwezi, right? I also have a message from Mwamachia. Mwamachia says, watching within Lusaka near you. Work more on load shedding and listen more when people advise you, because when people are in power, they don't see where problems are or where the problem is. People are your eyes, so listen to them. Thank you very much. I'll give you an opportunity to react, or maybe let me give you one more call. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Nauka bwino. Ati bandani?
This is Mr. Banda from Chalanga.
Mr. Banda?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Banda from Chazanga. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to say, Sogoleri Mwiinde, Kambera Kukamba Kwani Mwakamba Bwino, Mamele Mwalondolea, ma program yose, kumaso na kuyanka bantu. So, mamele mwakambira mwabene bake kuti usogoleri ufika sogoza chikondi pasogolo. Je chamene chifunika kunkalapo. So naibwe so tikupempani. Kuti chikondi chamene icho mujike pasogolo. So chikankala pasogolo chikondi chizathandizana. Chifuka ile nikakamba muzani mvera. Naibwe mukakamba nizakumverani. Then tizafuna kuti tichitane disappoint. Potera pakaena tizaona kuti kasi apa kuti tigwirizane kuti chikondi chathu chipitirire. Tizafunika tikumanire pati kuti tose tiende pasogolo. So nitamba na nkhani ya bill 7 vintu vambiri vamene vilimo ni babwino. But ife tikamba kuti iyi nkhani ya bill 7 yike ni pambali poyamba. Lekani poyamba tione vintu vamene vativuta manje apa. Kuli nkhani ya malaiti, kuli nkhani ya economy amene tienda bwino, then apa next year tinkhala na chisankho. And chisankho ichi chisankho cha parliament or mawadi challenge, chisankho cha dziko yonse. So ni zambiri zamene zizafunika kuchitika. So imwe mwamene tinakusankhirani pa usogoleri kuti imirirani kusogolo kumutisogolere musogolera ifeba. Manje ise bantu ngati tikamba kuti iyayi kupamene muyenda sikuli bwino. Ndiba ndani bamene muzasogolera pamene muyenda ku. Chifukwa ise bantu tikamba kuti iyayi ukusikuli bwino. So mwachikondi pamene mwakambira mufunika kuti imverera ise kuti iyayi apa kasi tieni tichite so na ipo ni compromise so that tonse tinkhale bwino pasaka nkhale kusonthana pasogolo kuti ndiwona lengesa. So tikuyipemphani kumodzi na vasogoleri vakulu vari kusogolo kuja kuti imverani pamene vantu vakamba. Iyi ndio bill 7 muliva mushe basi yambani mwayimika. Aba bantu vamene vatuma vanzathu ava vakuyamikirani vachita chani inde tiyamikira kuti mwachita zinthu zabwino. Koma mufunika sokumvera mavoice yenangu yamene tiyagwirizana nayo nunkhala pansi mukamo nuona kuti chamene vakukamba vantu chamene vatanthauza ni chani. Mukatero tizaendera pamodzi. Zikomo kwambiri think yimiriye pamene yakuti tipasempata wena.
Zicom. And that was our last caller, by the way. Thank you very much, Mr. Banda. So we are now going to allow our guest to respond to some of your concerns, and then we conclude.
Mr. Bruce from Guardian House, the aspiring candidate for Nangoma in 2031. I want to thank you because not only thanking you, but I'm also thanking you on behalf of Comrade Nzovo Collins, who is a friend of mine. But first of all, I want to say, so may her soul rest in peace. The mother to Comrade Nzovo, I knew her in 2003, before I knew Honorable Nzovo. So by and large, this is how it should be. When your friend is doing good, you give them a chance to deliver. And of course, nobody is in any position forever. We must know and be aware. Government is doing a lot that you have recognized, and I want to thank you. And thank those that also are of that view. Drought in the country took steps aside that took us a bit backwards. As a country, drought did not affect only one family, but affected the country. And nobody should be, my words are that nobody should say, me, I'm mobilizing from behind. We should step up and be in the forefront and change the narrative. Let's not be at in the background. Their background is wrong overgone. And I also appreciate one thing you have said, let's talk and act, not always complaining. So that is very great and very good kind of a leader that which we look to have in this society. Our generation, the mindset of Bruce and the mindset of others like Chiroro, who I'm now commenting on what he said, that there is peace in Chingora. Peace cannot be bought with money. We know where the people that shot even the president is motorcade. We know where they are working. We know exactly that they have been promoted, put even in certain departments, trying to pour out as if maybe they were not involved. We know. But because there's peace and the president has called for peace and harmony, we must just follow and live as such. To others, it pains them and they think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness. It's love and the commitment to fulfill what you said. Many politicians say one thing and do the other. Politics is not a way of life where people should start inheriting like a kingdom. No, because watati wanaliwa president na ine ninkarepo. Where would it be for Mr. Museve, who also wants to become a prime minister? Where would it be for Mr. Surwe, Mr. Simbai, who wants also to become a president at some point? So we must be able to give each other a chance, and we must not be able to promote names. You'll be very surprised. Names this time around in Zambia, they will deceive you. I know a young friend of mine called Mutale. And this young friend of mine, Mutale, I think he is studying at University of Zambia. And by virtue of name Mutale, one can conclude Mwina Wapoloyo. That Mutale can surprise you. She speaks very fluent Tonga. So names can surprise you that you can hear that this one is Simbai, you know. So names can now surprise you. Aba basurwe bankaraya apa zakambatali basurwe asitongazwe matiririnyo bachoka kwazere guze mwaiona. So names can really let's stop riding on the hatred. No panty ni Mwiinde. So that hatred, let's remove it as a jacket and put it on the shelves. Not until when Jesus comes, because the country now is benefiting from the peace of President Hakainde Hichilema. Politics is leadership, just like Chirolo put it, is true. And the bill number 7 is emphasizing, if those people that are opposing are genuine PF people, President Michael Sata in 2012, we appended these signatures, president of this country under the PF, to recognize the rights of persons living with disability. And within their rights was also a right to enjoy a social and good life. So when President Hakainde Hichilema comes now and says, what is Sata did in 2012, on paper, it's a good way. That's the way to go. Then the same PF will stand up and they say, no, HH is not doing something right, or the UPND are not doing something right. Zambians, you should look at the levels of hypocrisy. Mulefu afye muleri afye mweka. Mwebe ne bakonkera kocha, just as you and somebody said, bamudiye, diamo. Fwajabe mugazi diamo chabe na bana banu chabe. So that benangu bana wabanzanu basangenemu muzandale zoziba leadership ya charo kuti tichigabane in terms of leadership space. HH says there is a lot that which we can do as a country. CDF taiona kuti no benangu bambiri sibakwana. Chifukwa malo ya mene bali nayo ni yakulu. So TNT jubeko ati wokuresani kudia nindani ni opposition. Wamene zafuna kupeleka CDF kubandu nindani ni opposition. Wamene alesa delimitation nindani kuti tigabane. We are not saying chokani poni munajara kunkara ma ancestors wankara ancestor mu parliament. Ufuna kazinkalirira chabe ndiwe ulipo chabe paka tikakushike iyai. Don't become an ancestral spirit in a position. Vomekezani bafana na beve bankaleko na tumipando. Fresh mind, fresh blood, fresh connection. Venangu bankaleko no uyu ankarako DC recommended by ndani o MP ujanacha recommended DC mufana o ujamini sa mufana. Don't take it in cho sambirako mijuia please takupapatani. Vizondo va bwanji va mene muri navo. Bill 7 is addressing only 13 amendments to the Constitution. Bill 10 was addressing between 69 to 72, including affecting the civil service. As a politician, it went deeper. So, Mwebena Zambia, youths and women and persons with disability, I'm speaking to even the president of persons with disability, Mr. Banda. Stand up and voice out Bill 7 to be heard in this country. It's not an illegal document. It's a legit document that which wants to speak volumes and increase the capacity of youth stakeholdership in their voice and leadership of a country. What they want to reap, you want to push this bill further so that so that our generation cannot benefit from anything. You heard even the visiting president of Botswana when he was here at Morungushi. Leadership yatu. You have these pronouncements. People tell you this. Kudima policies yamene atiresa. Kutichite vintu munjira ya bwino. So ayo ma policies yena yake, they were also embedded in the Constitution. Doesn't mean that when you say Bill 7, let's pause it. Muipozing so that inaise kukura ti immediate siya okura. So that mu 2026 kayamba okura manje. Or mu 2027 kayamba okura. No. You can't pause something that which is good and progressive ideas. Let's continue enjoying what is good. You look at the limitation itself. I've been to Marore myself. I've been to Lukasha. Lukasha constituency alone, where George Chisanga is MP from PF, his brother. If you are genuine, George Wemukaramba, the MP for Lukasha, if you are honest, your constituency alone is the size of almost Copperbelt province. Your constituency alone. Thank God the new Don administration. Bali mipena kutuma CDF dani kuzawaka pokora. At least kule mweneka kutuma moto katule pitamo. CDF monitoring. Tumanani kutule pitamo. Lukasha alone is a very big, wide constituency. You can't even talk about Marore. Because Malole, even if you got 600 bascos that you want to give headmen, tawaba pre-share. So let's stop the hypocrisy, hiding behind the finger. And we are not saying today mifunyapo yo. We are not saying how we are fighting you. We are just saying, okay, chakura sana muntu wandi. Since CDF mwenendo kwa taire bomba bwino. Okay, let's share it so that ukukwiminineko muntu umbi. So that maybe this side you also continue. Kai you are used. you want to survive as politicians till maybe Jesus comes. Our generation is saying no, that type of politics. Learn to share so that everybody can grow and have a peace. Some of you politicians, it's just the high levels of benefits that which you want through the process. Mwariberero kwe bataka isa fyo maikara. Eba mipela kwa allowance 2-3 days mwapoka kutuma allowance nero mwaratira ta. Yes, we now agree this is nice. No. This is not diamo. This is for our country. Bill number 7 is for the benefit of our youths, benefit of our women, and the benefit of the persons with disabilities. And who signed the bill on the persons with disability is our former head of state, Michael Chirufya Sata. May he so rest in peace. Ala ndirokwe batabantu abalemana na bena bafire bakwata ko insambusha kula chita participate muwikashi ubwabe kala chalo. Then mwenombero mwarambo kwa batawe by UPND document itairi bwino. Where is it not good? And who knows tomorrow? What we need to do today as leaders, we must do. Who knows tomorrow? Don't behave as if the road to heaven passes through your yard. No. You want to create an impression that you know everything, even tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow? No. The only one who knows tomorrow is God Almighty. So as such, allow the people living with disability to participate, allow the women, and allow the youth to participate. Constitutionally backed. We know, and how we know is like this. You know that you are not a woman, you're not a person with disability, you are an aged man, and you are still aspiring. You are fighting bill number 7. Stop it. Give space to the youth, give space to the women, give space to persons with disability. You know that you are in 60 years and you are busy competing with a person who is 24 years, a person who is 30 years. Let's stop it and give each other space. And the politics is not a game of chance. You are doing your other things there, then you just realize that, oh no, because there is now the limitation, let me also run. You just dust up yourself. No, leave the politics to the politicians because they have been working with the people for quite some time. With due respect, we don't mean to demean or disrespect anybody. There are also aspiring candidates who know that you are politically raw. Soon up here, wabwera chape kubwera zipeza pasini, ngoma ya mene baliza, kansi baliza, ya Catholic Church bantu bavina ija, ya mushe, yo yambo vina rumba style, wambo shunsha kalindura manji. This one, let us dance as politicians. Let us allow the church to give us a fair share in terms of contribution, genuineness. Zambia as a country must grow. And in its growth, the country needs to walk out from bitterness and hatred and divisions. We must decide to make decisions that which are going to benefit the tomorrow generation. If imwe kuskuru kwanu kwa mene munali kuyenda na mendo 15 kilometers like Mwiinde, a proud villager. Me, I'm not just a villager, I'm a proud villager. Then you have been given an opportunity that you can buy your son a bicycle. Buy and give them. Don't be people walking kumutima kuta no we mufana kankara MP. It's not you who gave them an opportunity to be born where they are supposed to stand. It's the Constitution. Now that which we are asking, that let it be well inclusive. It should not be left. Ndime bantu bamozi muma yambo danda uratia president mayuthi saba yanganako, president bazimai saba yanganako, president bantu bode mara saba yanganapo. Azaba yangana bwanji pakuti imwe using the Constitution mukamba utai you can't appoint more than 8. And even if we were to increase the numbers in parliament, it does not give the president any undue authority and the powers to appoint abnormally. You only appoint 5% of that number. So where is the fear? Let us create a Zambia that which is genuine, a Zambia that which will deliver development, and a Zambia that which will have people with the energy, the zeal, the commitment, and the devotion to serve without question and delay. And I want to thank by Elvis, who said that the UPND is delivering. Elvis is a PF, and he's saying today to his fellow PF, UPND is delivering. We need the sincerity. Our generation, unfortunately, will not stand in the way of truth. If you are good, you are good. Even the demons in the book of Acts, they told Peter and Paul that Peter and Paul we know, and Jesus we know. What about you who profess to be Christians? Who are you? Even the demons know that you are pretenders, some of you politicians. So we don't even need to take you to the church because your spirits may manifest. Let us be genuine on the issue of the limitation. Nothing must stand in our way. Nothing must stop the youth from participating. Youths out there, you who is completing school this year, just know that, and who is completing school next year, those that are 17 years, the UPND government is proposing that you must vote and you must qualify to stand as a leader because you will be now classified as a mature adult. Whereas the opposition is saying, awe mwachepa sana. And yet in this country, we have a population of even close to 1 million people that finish grade 12 every year. Then you want to downpress on such people and their voices. Mwemi Sepera, get actively involved. President Againde Ijirema wants you to participate, represent your people on a heartbeat distance. Let's stop the hypocritical move of people pretending always wanting to represent you. Even you as youths, even you as women, even you persons with disabilities, you can also equally represent yourselves. Yes, we know, according to Mr. Banda, that love must be ahead. That's the reason why we come and exchange. Not that I have the wisdom. We come to interact. Ziko, Sizi Zira, Monga, Pore Jia, Icharo de Taranga Musunga yo. Activities must happen there, but let them be sober activities for the growth of the country, please. Then we come to Voice of Ruapura. Voice of Ruapura, he has also spoken very good issues. Amongst them, Voice of Ruapura has gone to the extent where he says, he mentioned in Purungu, Kabompo, Magoye. In Kabompo, there is a word called Dikorum, which is 120 kilometers away from the tarmac. Then you are saying, away. The road to Kayombo, in Chifu Kalunga, in Chikenge, in Chifu Chiengere, in Kayombo. So when you look at those dynamics, if you don't understand, you can sit and start joining the bitter crusade. There is a bitter crusade in the country, and we know you. Don't think that the youth that you are trying to deny an opportunity will also sit quiet. No. Certain things that you are asking for are far too much beyond your qualifications. Allow the youths that are running software using a computer so that we can change if mabando vama fava meno maika mu container kuma office kuja. Vintu avisungira mukachipu kangono. The world and the country must move. Then we heard from Redman of Garden, Dr. Proud. Funeral is not one-sided. The state funeral was closed. But that does not mean that we don't sympathize. We have sympathies, we have empathies. Yana angu malilo bazaks, mumati uza monga friends. Mwana, niliko na muntu odwara. We see a way that we can come in, even if sina muone. Mavuto, chenali pa munzako chapita, mmawa chilipadiwe. Nobody is stronger. Don't design drama. Don't plan drama. Whereas others are crying. It's like people that are eating a crocodile. When a crocodile catches a person, there is a funeral. When people are eating the meat of a crocodile, they are smiling. Let us balance up the conversation. Living is a process. Dying is a process. Death itself is an event. Let's not turn death into a process. Living is a process. Dying is a process where somebody can communicate with you. Death is a silent event where there's no response. And we cannot start doing drama, just like my brother, Voice of Ruapura says, Wankonkera Kocha. While this side, somebody is saying, no, I sympathize with you. He's wearing the same clothes, he's changing perfumes, and he's also busy beating you. We know that another person also called from Choma, who asked that we should remind the area member of parliament, Honorable Cornelius Mwiinde. I know that he has got a lot of agencies and a lot of ears. He's a minister in charge of information in our country, my older brother. We thank the president, we thank God that from Choma, he gave us a minister in the name of Honorable Cornelius Mwiinde. And let's pray for our leaders. Whereas even if we are in the spirit of competition, competition must not dissolve and absorb your love for one another. We will deliver the message. And I want to believe that in this country, as I'm crossing, the youths must observe very carefully. There are people, whenever they get closer, either to a sitting head of state or to a former head of state, that leader dies. And today, they are loudest making noise on televisions, on radios. We know you. Stop what you do if you want to chance leadership. Pray to God to deliver you. For this land belongs to the youth of today and the youth of tomorrow. And we must know as leaders, as a politician, I'm convinced, Mr. Zachs, the followers on this platform of 5 FM, I'm very grateful, 89.9. I'm convinced as a politician that I've got a role to play now. And there will be a time when I shall come out of this stage. Don't wish me evil. I'm just doing my job. And in doing so, I must not invite hatred. And I must not also invite unnecessary love. Let's balance up. We have got a country, and this country needs to grow. And it can only grow if we unite. May God, him who gives us infinite wisdom, love, understanding, and life, above all, good health, be exalted and praised. Issues to do with the funeral, sir. The state funeral was closed by the president. And anything that which follows thereafter, the family will let us know. What we know is that Bamere Banamwarira, Anadi Musogoreri was equally. He was a president, a former president of this country. And you want to invite 20 million people to a funeral and exclude only one. And that one you want to exclude is representing your country. I leave it for God and the many viewers and listeners to judge. May God bless Zambia.
Thank you very much, Trevor Mwiinde. That was Trevor Mwiinde, the UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of mobilization and politics, as our guest on today's episode, which is the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue. And Mr. Mwiinde, I can only wish you your party all the best in the forthcoming by-elections in Lumezi. We also have Fibalala ward of Milenge district undergoing a by-election as well, and Tua ward of Sikongo district undergoing a by-election as well. So we can only wish your party all the best in the forthcoming by-elections, and may the best candidate win. To you, all our listeners, we appreciate that you followed our conversation, and those that managed to call in and participated, we are very grateful. And more so, let me say thank you very much to our partner radio stations that carried this program: Tuta FM in Mansa, ZFM in Kapiri, and Platinum Radio in Ndola. From all of us here, is care of yourselves and more so of each other. We will be back again with the Thursday edition, God willing. So from us, it's bye-bye.
Tune in next week for another edition of The Burning Issue, and thank you for your participation.